Oh, okay. So you're going to fly me out there, get me a hotel, and you're going to pay me my asking booking fee? Huh, you got it.
Savannah Evans here, the sexy young cannibal, and you're watching Coach Josh Gerry.
Hey guys, Coach Josh Gerry here, and this video is how to get a pro wrestling booking 101. Now, I'm not going to give you a straight A, B, C, D, E, F guided tour, and I'm not going to tell you exactly how every time you try to get a booking, how it should go. But I'm going to give you a lot of hints and tips that'll make this process a lot easier. Now, before I start, two things you got to remember. One, you got to be good at the wrestling. Okay? If you're not to the point where you're having good matches and great experiences and crowd interactions, you don't quite have the psychology down, get that part first. The bookings will come later. Second of all, don't be worried about the green. Don't be worried about money when you're first starting out trying to get your first couple of bookings. Let that be later. So with that being said, this video is mainly going to help out those guys that are in that 1 to 3 year period where you're first trying to get your first bookings. Okay, there's going to be some tidbits in here that these salty veterans might be able to glean a little bit of knowledge from as well, but mainly that 1 to 3 year, that first trying to get you traction to get your first couple of bookings. Now, first thing being is where you were training should be able to introduce you to some people to be able to get you your first handful of matches. If you haven't had a match yet, that should be your first goal, is to be able to get that first match. Now, if you've already had some matches and your school already set that up for you, all the more better. Now, in professional wrestling, it's all about networking. It's all about people. And so it's going to take you a while to build up your Rolodex. For you kids that might be a little too young, a Rolodex was an actual physical item that had paper and you kept people's names and numbers in it. But anyway, your digital phone, your black book, whatever. It's going to take time to grow that, okay? You're going to meet promoters. You're going to meet talent. You're going to meet referees. You're going to meet all sorts of people in the professional wrestling business, and that's where your bookings come from. Now, this piece of advice is golden. The key to making those pieces work and those network connections get you bookings, be kind, be generous, be a person people want to do things for, care for people, actually be positive. Being a kind, fun to be around, helpful human being will get you more bookings than being a talented professional wrestler. Now, I know there are some veterans watching this video going, yep, he's right. And there's some salty veterans watching this video going, man, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You'll see, okay? So be gentle, be kind, care for the people that you do business for, okay? That helps you. Because what happens is you meet people and they start to put in good words for you, and that helps build up bookings, okay? But that's for future. Now, your training school should get you your first ones, okay? We've already established that. Now, what are you to do if you say you want to work in another state? You want to work in another promotion that you've never worked for or you don't know anybody for? Well, there's this great thing called the internet. Google, Facebook, all the social media things. Search out companies, search out promotions, search out schools that you might want to possibly work for. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Search pro wrestling in whatever state you're in. Search pro wrestling in whatever state you want to be in. You might have to sift through some information that's old and is no longer relevant, but it's there. Do the homework. You are responsible for your own bookings. Once you understand that and you put in that work, it will be so much better for you. Don't rely on other people. Rely on yourself. Learn these tools now, okay? Now, everybody sends the resume and the promo shots and the highlight reel or the matches, right? Everybody does that. And if you're sending that out, that is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But if everybody's doing it, don't you want to set yourself apart? So one thing that you can do, instead of sending a message to a promoter saying, hey, I'd like to work for you. Here's my resume. Here's my headshots. Here's my videos. Let me know what'll work for you. Say, no, hey, I would be interested in working for you in the future. I'll be at your next show. Whatever you need to have done, I will do. Set up chairs, set up the ring, run concessions, whatever. I'll have my stuff, and if you want matches or film or whatever, I can get it to you. Then actually go to that show and help that promoter set up and do the ring and concessions and chairs. When I was wrestling, way back when, if there was a weekend that I was not booked, I found a show. whether it be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away from me. And I would just show up. Of course, we didn't have social media back then, so contacting these promoters was a lot harder. I would go to these shows and I would help out. And you know what? I had my stuff with me. Always take your stuff with you. 9 times out of 10, somebody no-showed, somebody, whatever, had issues and there was a hole on the card. Guess what? I helped set up. I helped this promoter. So guess what? Hey, you got your stuff, kid? Yes, sir, I do. And I was booked. It's really that easy. Okay? You meet people and you show that you're reliable and you show that you're willing to work and you get bookings. And then you get return bookings. And it helps. If there's a state that you want to work in and you've never worked there before, try sending those messages out. Let people know what you're trying to do. Build those relationships. Don't ask for the work straight out of hand. Yeah, you're going to have to work for free sometimes. I used to tell promoters, hey, let me come in. I'll work for free. Let me show you what I got. And if you like me and you want to bring me back, then we can talk money. It's all about getting your product out there. And that's what you are. You're a brand. You're a product. And you have to be able to get it out there. So your wrestling school gets you bookings. Doing the social media and the Google searches for wrestling promotions and schools gets those. Then, you know what? If you know somebody and they're going to a show and you've never worked for that person before and it's in another state and you don't have anything going on, hey man, can I hop in the car? It happened at an event I was at last weekend. Somebody was coming to the show from about 6 to 8 hours away, told this other talent, said, hey, you want to hop in the car? They hopped in the car and they were on the show because they just made that trip. It's all about putting yourself out there. It's making connections and making networking, people and places and promoters and talent. It's all about working together. I used to tell students, and I still do, that getting involved in professional wrestling and making those network connections and getting booked, it's like getting stuck in the mud. You sit there and you press the gas and the wheels spin, and you're spinning in mud. So you get that friend to kind of rock you back and forth. Well, eventually you kind of gain traction and you get out of the mud. Professional wrestling's the same way. It takes a while. You got to sit there and you feel like you're spinning your wheels. You're meeting promoters. You're networking with talent. You're doing the social media. You're doing the emails. You're doing the text. You're doing the calls. It eventually helps you. If you don't get that booking the first time, don't say, oh, it was a no. No means next opportunity. Look at it that way. Stay positive. Keep driving and striving. That's why I keep saying it. You got to keep at it. You got to keep at it. You got to keep at it, okay? That's how you get bookings. Not sending the blank resume and a copy and paste message to a promoter. When I promoted, 9 times out of 10, those got ignored. The guy that was liking and sharing my stuff and doing stuff that helped me, they got a chance way before the guy that sent me the resume. If I've got 2 talents, one doesn't do anything, he shows up, he wrestles, he leaves. And I got a guy that's the same amount of talent, but he helps set up, he helps tear down, and he helps promote my show. Guess who's getting booked? This guy. That's right. I know this is just a collection of tips and things that I've got so much up here that I try to get out, and I try to keep them in video bite-sized format for you guys. So if you want to know more, if you have questions about some of the things that I just said, comment below, and I will try to answer them as best I can, maybe even do another video that we'll just have to see. There's a lot more that is involved in getting a professional wrestling booking, but this should at least get you going and get you out the door, okay? If you want more, definitely subscribe and click for additional videos. And of course, always you can find me at all the social media channels in the description. And until then, guys, keep driving and striving.